So we are back on a trail once again. Today we are in Jim Thorpe, Pennsylvania. We are doing the Glen Onoko Falls and DNL trail loop, something like that. About 1,000 feet of elevation gain, 7 miles. There should be some beautiful views of the valley and the gorge down below. We are at Lehigh Gorge State Park, so this should be a beautiful hike. Sun's out, it is gorgeous. So this will be a great day, great hike to follow. Unlike the hike I did at the AT Blue Mountain, the Blue Mountain Loop, we're just going right for the uphill. Let's get it out of the way, because then it's up the hill, across the ridgeline, down the ridgeline, and then down through the middle of the gorge. Beautiful out, but this is a climb. The nice thing is, the way the trail's maintained, it's kind of like you're going upstairs for a lot of it. So whether that's good or bad, I don't really know. But yeah, I guess it is what it is. Falls, and it's beautiful out. It's a cool spot, but unfortunately we can't go down the trail over there. It's closed because it's extremely dangerous. A couple years ago I did take that trail and it is pretty sketchy. Maybe for somebody who's not too experienced with hiking, it's over the top dangerous. You could definitely twist an ankle very easily and hurt yourself. This was the first overlook. I didn't film for too long because I knew the next two were going to be amazing. Pro tip for this hike: make sure you're using AllTrails. Once you're done with the Glen Onoko part of the hike, if you want to go over to these overlooks that are up here, which I was just talking to a guy, he had a little puppy with him, it was awesome. He was saying, I think it's called Hetchles Tooth Overlook, is gorgeous. But you can't get there without knowing how to get there. And I recommend you use AllTrails for it. It's what I use for basically every single hike I do that is new to me, where I don't quite know where to go quite yet. So by using AllTrails, it shows me where I'm at on the trail. It shows me when I leave the trail if I take a wrong turn. And it's going to help me get to where I need to go so I have a good time. Hiking's about having a good time, enjoying yourself, enjoying nature, being outside, breathing in fresh air, not worrying and getting lost and having a bad day. You don't want that. I don't want that, and I don't want it for you. So get AllTrails, get some sort of map so you can navigate. And this is where the spectacular views began. We started this hike from way down there on the other side of this spur, perhaps? I don't know, whatever that's called in the mountain. Just right over there. This is mighty fine. Before moving on, I happily took a much needed break and soaked in these beautiful views. Please pay close attention. You'll see a blue arrow. That's me on my map. And in front of it, you'll see a black dotted line. That line is the Power Lines Trail, the trail I am now walking on. I am so glad I walked down this trail. It offered spectacular views of the gorge below, and it also gave me an idea of what's to come ahead. I highly recommend you take the short walk down the power line to soak in some of these beautiful views. After enjoying these views and we head back on the main trail, there's going to be a second point where we take a footpath off of the main trail, and that's where we're going to see the best views of the entire trip. This is important to pay attention to. On AllTrails, there was a review where somebody said that after Hetchles Tooth Cliffs, it was a waste of energy, and he's right only if you miss these two key offshoots. So I went off the trail way up there just to follow this, to see these beautiful views from the power lines. Now, what's also cool is that I'm going to come back up here, and then I'm going to come back up there, and then I'm going to end up coming around this ledge, and then down this right here, and then meet up with the DNL rail trail down there and hike on back to the car and grab some lunch. Can't wait for that. Please enjoy this brief intermission while we watch a bee getting swallowed into an anthill by a swarm of ants. This is where you're going to want to pay attention again. You'll see me at the blue arrow, and then just ahead of it, you'll see the white path. That path takes you to the Horseshoe Bend. Arguably, actually no, there's no argument. This was the best overlook, the best view of this entire trail. It elevated this great hike into an incredible hike. And it's going to be the reason that I come back and I bring people back to do this hike again and again. In Jim Thorpe, Pennsylvania. Over there is where the power lines are that we hiked over to. So that's pretty cool to see. And then right over here is where we'll be coming on down the mountain. This hike has been awesome. I am a huge fan of it. The unfortunate thing is the Glen and Onoko Falls part is for the most part closed. You can go to the top of the falls. You don't get that good of a view of it. But coming down the ridgeline and hitting, Hetchles Tooth Cliffs, that's a beautiful view. And the view before that was really nice too. And then going to that horseshoe, I mean, that is an ideal spot to have lunch and to just sit there and relax and just take in the view. And while I was sitting there, one of the trains was coming around the horseshoe, and I guess in Jim Thorpe you could also hop on a train and it takes you through the gorge and gives you views up from the bottom. Anyway, now I just started my descent on down the mountain. and it's going to take me to the D&L rail trail. I'm going to hang a right once I'm there, it's like a bike path. It's smooth. I mean, I'm sure that like emergency vehicles can drive on it. It's, you know, whatever, but I'll have nice views up of where I just was at, and I'll be really close to the Lehigh River. So I'm really excited to get down there. And finally getting down here to the D&L rail trail, about to cross the tracks and get my butt back to the car. That descent was pretty smooth. It definitely would have been the easier route to come up, but I will say that it was definitely the better decision to come up from the parking lot to the ridgeline. I just like that route a lot more, and it makes it smooth sailing for the end of the hike when you're already a little tired. So I would definitely recommend, what would that be? Doing this clockwise rather than counterclockwise. So start going up the ridgeline. Don't start going down the D&L rail trail, crossing the train tracks like I am now, and doing it that way. Up there behind me is where we were hanging out at the Horseshoe Bend, getting the view. So this is really cool to be down here now and get it from a little bit of a different perspective. And if you can see right there, that's the Hetchles Tooth Cliffs that we were at. That's the second viewpoint that we had on this hike today. Man, was that nice.